Welcome back to Crafty Mom 62, excuse me. Janine here. I'll show you I'm a real live person cooking here. The reason I stay out is because, as I said, it's my second channel and I spend enough time having everybody look at me that I think people do want to see more of the food. So that's why I started to stay behind in this uh, channel. Okay. Anyways, this comes, speaking of hiding your face, this recipe comes from Chef John from Food Wishes. And I know when I used to see his show, it used to drive me crazy that I couldn't see his face. I was like, oh my God. And then when I finally saw it and it fit for me, everything, I was happy. But it's like weird when you don't see somebody's face and you watch them often. But today we're going to do the preserved lemons, I said. And I got this from Chef John 13 years ago. He did this, and he got it from the famous chef Thomas Keller. And there's a recipe that I use these lemons for because of him. I took the recipe to preserve them because they go with a dip for sauteed shrimp that I made. That's on my channel, Janine's Kitchen, if you want to see how to use these lemons. Okay, let's get started. Normally and mostly, they're recommended to use Meyer lemons because they're sweeter, but I found something I think works even better. These are naturally seedless lemons. The first thing you have to do, it's important to get all the wax off and everything, wash them in warm to hot water like I did. I washed them and dried them, and now we're going to slice them. And you want even slices, so I'm going to take the ends off, and you need a very sharp knife. I just sharpened my knife actually. Okay, so this is the reasoning. Oh, I didn't know that they were that small in the center, but let's see how that works out. I got more of a rind here. If that's the case, I may have to switch to my regular. Okay, that's a little bit more normal for me. Let's take all the other side off too. Try to get them as uniform as I can. You want a nice slice like that. And what it's going to be is you're going to have a sharp knife. This one's looking good because you want to get them nice and thin. Okay, and there's lots of wonderful recipes. I saved these. If anybody doesn't know, one little tip is take kosher salt and a lemon and rub your cutting board. That's the way of naturally sanitizing it. So I save these pieces and I do that. Like after today, because I have them on hand and I'm working with kosher salt, actually, I'll clean my boards. Perfect opportunity. Okay, now here's what you do. Cut them as thin as you can. I'd say he said like an eighth of an inch. I don't know about an eighth of an inch, but there you go. Put thinness there. Okay, because we're going to layer them in a pan, a glass pan dish. You'll see, but you basically cut them. I'll do a little bit. It's not a long video, more of a talking with me. I am pausing a little because it's be very careful, stay safe. It's very hard to talk and cut. I want to make sure I don't hurt myself or cut myself. So basically, when you have them all to the thinness you want like that, here's the recipe. And I'll show you, I'll talk, and then I'll finish the rest of mine off camera, not to keep you here for this. It's not that hard. See, I have a glass container that has a lid. Now, you're going to put a little bit of the curing. It's equal parts white sugar and kosher salt, equal parts. So I have a cup of each in this bowl. Probably won't use the whole thing, but that's the measurement. Equal parts sugar, white sugar, and kosher salt. You put a little bit layer on the bottom, first layer. Put a little bit more, see? And what you're going to do is you're going to take the lemons and you're going to lay them in there like that. Okay. And then you're going to do another layer and you're going to proceed. Lemons, cover them completely. Okay. Make sure you cover the whole lemon. And then you would put the next layer. Okay. Next layer, we'll use this one, because the recipe I use them for is a dip from Chef John to go with those shrimps that uses 3 of these sliced lemons. You pull them out. I'll tell you this after I explain the next step. Now you would just keep going to the top, layer, 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 and the very top, you would cover it like that completely in the salt coating. okay? And then you would cover them like that, cover them, and you leave them on the counter for 3 days. What happens is the salt and the sugar will cure the lemons, okay? And then make sure they're always covered on top. After about the first to second day, you'll see it all becomes a syrup. Just make sure that it's completely covering the lemons, like no piece of lemon is sticking out for your vision. That would mean just put a little bit more of your curing stuff on top. They need to be covered. Now, after those 3 days, you take the whole thing. I'm going to probably change containers because I have a cute glass jar with a lid to airtight it. They will last in your refrigerator for 6 months, okay? Not only for fancy recipes and such, but wherever you need lemon. Let's say you needed to make a cocktail and you said, I don't have any lemons. Yes, you do. You have your cured lemons. So you would take it out, just like he does in the recipe for the shrimp. Takes it out of the serum, the liquid, the curing syrup, and rinse it off. And then now it's just a regular cured lemon. Curing it just intensifies the lemon flavor. That's why they're really good in recipes. You see a lot of um, chicken dishes and from like Moroccan meals with the olives and then cured lemons, and they roast the chicken in the oven, and it gives such a great flavor because they're heightened. The oh, I'm losing my speech today. The preserving of them is what heightens the flavor, enhances the flavor in all dishes and all uses. So they're a great thing to have on hand. They really are wonderful. And then you could look up even more recipes. I only use them for about 2 recipes right now. But like I said, whenever you run out of lemon, let's say you're making a filet of sole and you got the parsley and garlic, but you forgot the lemon. You got your preserved lemons. You take that out and you rinse it off. You probably wouldn't even have to. I rinse it because of the sugar factor and too much salt. So just rinse it under cold water and then dice it, slice it, or just use the slices rinsed on top of your salmon or your sea bass, whatever you like. But that's it. That's preserved lemons, and they're a great thing to have. And I'm glad I got to show you that and tell you the tip about cleaning the cutting board with lemons and kosher salt. Let me show you that now. I'll take a little bit of this. It has both. I'm going to continue with my lemons, but you just take your salt, kosher salt. Here's your lemon. I squeeze a little bit of the juice out to make like a little lemon cleanser, and you go like this all around your whole board, and this naturally sanitizes it and cleans it. And I do this whenever I have lemon pieces. There you go. You just go like that, and they brace it, get anything that's stuck to it that you cut on it, and that's that. That's how you clean a cutting board naturally. All right, people. I hope you're enjoying the channel. We're small and it's tiny growing. I hope you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I'm uploading a wonderful video I did on my other channel about how to buy a pork loin and make your own chops from it. You have choice, you have control, and you save money. It's a great one. I have them in my freezer now. I'm going to make some for dinner this week. All righty. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do this.